DJ Event Planner. Electra Voice. DJ Trivia and DJ Bingo. ProX Direct. NLFX Pro. Promo only. Odyssey cases. Perfect portals. JMOZ lighting. Instant DJ requests. And our DJNTV Insiders. This is John Young from DJNTV. Thanks for watching.
So, I was just asking myself, what makes her magic, Howie? The magic lady. What's magical about her? She just appears? Is that the magic? With the magic lady's voice?
The magic lady's voice, it comes from the ethernets through the sky.
You'll have to excuse Howie. He's hallucinating tonight.
Well, I know. I'm just very happy that I have a new toilet.
See, those are the kind of things that make Howie happy.
You're also supposed to clean the window pane, not take the window pane.
Yes, it's the yeah.
If you know the '60s, you'll get that reference.
Yeah, watch out for the brown acid. It's bad.
Otherwise, look up what window pane is also.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I mean, we're both old enough to know that. Yeah.
Well, welcome to the Tuesday Night Music Show. We're back, whether you like it or not.
Whoa!
With Jay and Howie, and
been absent.
I don't really have a topic for tonight, so I figured we just talk music.
That sounds cool. I have something to say about music that will shock the world.
Jay, I want to hear what you have to say about music.
My God.
And I mean this, and I don't care if I get hate mail. I don't care how many millions of you write comments.
You get a lot of hate mail.
I was not a huge, and by huge, I didn't really like Destiny's Child. I love Kelly Rowland's work with David Guetta.
Yeah.
And I love Michelle Williams' Break the Dawn track.
Okay.
Love those.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. I'm not a Beyonce fan. And by that, I mean, I don't, it's good music, but that's where it ends. Like, I don't listen to anything Beyonce does and go, oh, this is fantastic. Well, that sort of changed today because Beyonce's got a new album. And she dropped a track that is so disco, housey heavy. And I heard like 10 seconds of it this morning, and I'm like, this song is a banger.
I listened to it too.
It's a good track.
It's nice. I haven't heard it.
Really good. It is very Robin S. It's very Donna Summer. It's a bunch of artists kind of, you just get this happy, fun, dancing vibe from it.
What's it called?
Boy, that's a great.
I mean, everybody will know by the time the show goes up.
They will.
Hit.
No, yeah. I want to say Breaking.
One of my crates, and I forget the name of it now, but because I just downloaded it today.
Breaking, huh?
I want to say Breaking or something.
Yeah, but you know what? It's going to hit.
Break My Soul.
That's it.
Okay.
Break My Soul. And it's a good track. So I was really impressed.
Do you feel like that the general public will embrace this track?
Yeah, yeah. I think she'll get people like me that don't like her music. Because, like, there's nothing on Lemonade. Like, I play Single Ladies because I have to. I play Crazy in Love because I have to. Yeah. I never look at my music and go, oh, this Beyonce track would crush right now. Like, Jumpin' is coming back. Some of the throwback Destiny stuff is cool.
Sure.
But and don't take it the wrong way. I don't dislike her. I just don't like her.
What about the spaghetti song?
J-Lo.
Do you like the spaghetti song she does?
I don't even know what that means.
It's the one, I don't think you're ready for spaghetti.
Nope. Have no idea what that is.
I'm bootylicious.
I have no idea.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I always hear, I don't think you're ready for spaghetti whenever they say that.
Oh, okay. Still don't know that one. But I don't have
bootylicious.
Oh,
He has the Edge of 17 guitar in it.
okay.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, no,
I don't
that
think you're
part I
ready
know.
for this, Jelly. And I think they're saying, I don't think you're ready for spaghetti. It's what I hear every time they say that.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter. You didn't
But
get
see,
the reference.
again,
kind of ruined it. It's all right.
you know, you and talking about music, you look at what we play and what we're requested. And it's amazing how similar client to client, event to event can become. So you're working in a box of, let's say, 10,000 songs, just for an arbitrary number.
Sure.
But you're bringing 60 or 70 or 80,000, 100,000, a million, whatever. And you can
Right.
stream and you can do this and that.
Right.
And it's always funny to me, even when you stray off the path of requests, you're reading the crowd, you're doing your job, and you're trying to play stuff. Beyonce, J-Lo, they're just artists that, for me personally, they don't get in my head on, this would kill right now.
I'm with you on that. And I had
That's what I mean by I'm not a big fan.
well, I don't know, here and there, it's fine. I really thought after Austin Powers Goldmember, she was going to break out and be an actress because I thought she was brilliant in that. But she should have been an actress.
I did too.
Right.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. And that's
No.
fine. But I kind of have the same problem with Lady Gaga because people like Lady Gaga songs, but they're not really dancing to them. For some reason, it had to like be this remix or something, especially off that first album, to get anybody to move. Just to play the radio edits that people were familiar with.
Not enough. No, I do a remix of Just Dance, and I drop it here and there. I've had good luck with Just Dance out of Whitney Houston. I want to dance with somebody.
Right.
Almost like a word play.
Sure.
Or even Bad Romance. You can hook Bad Romance over the tail end of Whitney when Whitney's vocal drops and she does a little instrumentation before the last jump. You can drop a lot of different tracks there.
Going back, I mean, that was quite a few years ago, but it seems to I seem to remember Moto Blanco doing some really nice remixes of the Gaga tracks that were playable. I think it was either Moto Blanco or Bimbo Jones. I don't remember which.
Bimbo Jones did a bunch too. Lee Dagger, I know you know Lee, and he's done some great work with her. And Chris Cox has done some good Lady Gaga stuff too.
Oh, he has. Yeah.
I played his Peppas, by the way, the other night at the wedding, his club remix.
The stuff that I was playing from Gaga, but it's like that. And then, okay, so good topic. Yeah, I don't play a lot of Beyonce unless I'm playing Single Ladies for a Bouquet Toss, but once in a while, I'll do like
That's true.
well, it is, you know. I will throw Crazy in Love on once in a while, but stuff like Formation and stuff just falls flat.
Crazy in Love will work.
The
But that's like it.
Yeah,
Partition here and there.
So now you've got me thinking about the trend, and I will argue that trends move slower than they used to. Things take longer to happen. Back in the olden days, every 3 months, everything was brand new. Now it takes years for things to change.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the throwback from people like Bruno Mars and Weeknd, stuff that they've been doing and stuff that's had a lot of staying power. And maybe Beyonce is seeing this and saying, hey, let's give this a try. And like I said, this has been going on for a long time. Uptown Funk came out, 5 years ago? 6 years ago? I don't know, a long time ago.
Longer than that, I think, isn't it? Oh my god!
A lot of that Weeknd
2015, I think.
A lot of that Weeknd stuff that came out, that did really well, like Blinding Lights and such. That wasn't that long ago. That was relatively recent. And I was just, gigging last night or last weekend,
right?
And I was playing all those, Bruno Mars Weeknd tracks, and I got, what else is there? Wow, there's not a lot else. It would be nice if an artist came out with some danceable tracks. And it sounds like Beyonce is doing just that, which is a smart move.
Yeah, it's you're going to like it.
Those songs you just mentioned are what I get requests for when they come and say, can you play something new? And I go, what would you like to hear? And they name those songs. And I'm like, those are 6 to 10 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll play that for you.
And that's that. Yeah, time seems to move slower in the 21st century for some reason. We don't have this rapid fire change stuff like we used to.
Well, and
the trend to wear the same clothes you wore 3 months ago back in the 80s. Now people have been wearing the same crap for 20 years and nobody cares.
Well, and like you say about the trends, Drake's album dropped this week. Now, again, there was a point where I was playing God's Plan at quite a few events, and that's kind of fallen off. And Kiki, do you love me? And they had that thing with the stupid jump out of your car and try driving and ghost driving. And I'm not putting them down, but I'm just saying they come and go so much faster than things used to come and go. To your point, Brian, the music trends go faster. And I think I told you guys
they used to go faster. They don't go as fast anymore.
Well, no, I think they drop out of let me reword it. I think music drops out of style faster today. I think a song comes out on Monday and by Thursday,
it has better staying power. I think a good song has better staying power. Back to
that's so arbitrary to say a good song. Because this week alone, 2 of the biggest artists in the world dropped albums. Now define a good song against what they've done.
Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I started working at a downtown club in 1992. I was 21 years old. Okay. So summer of 92, I started working at, a major club that's downtown. And shortly after that, we got Nirvana Nevermind. We got all the stuff that, happened that was killing the dance floor. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the new music wasn't really, the stuff that people wanted to hear wasn't necessarily things that they would dance to.
Right.
So I was left with a couple of choices on where to go with this. I could go like Chicago House. I could just play energy stuff from last year, but people wanted new and fresh or something different and unique.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I decided it would be fun because I liked it and I played it in bands a lot. I decided to go with 80s throwback, and I focused on 1983 and 1984, and I was doing Safety Dance, and I was doing The Fix One Thing Leads to Another, and I was doing You Spin Me Round, Dead or Alive. Those were throwback songs. Those songs to the public's ears were things they hadn't heard since they came out. Like, oh my God.
84 was a golden year.
I love these songs. I haven't heard these songs in forever.
Yeah.
They were less than 10 years old.
Right.
But now I can play Party in the USA and it's a top 10 hit.
Oh my God. It's every wedding now. Every wedding.
That's 2009, dude.
Oh, it gets better.
If you 13 years ago.
When she says Britney on Alone, just trust me, drop Oops, I Did It Again and watch how freaked out everyone gets. Like literally, I'm going back that far now, early in the night, and I've got 20-somethings and early 30-somethings losing their mind. The other one that will not go away is Everybody by
Backstreet Boys.
That's huge right now.
Yeah.
And still Spice Girls.
Away.
And Wannabe. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Bye and Sync. But those are throwback songs.
Like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those, I believe, are throwback songs to
they are.
Current brides and bridesmaids and even the groomsmen and things of their childhood. That would be like you and I listening to the Monkees, okay? But, really. But,
Partridge Family.
In Howie's case, it'd be like Howie listening to Frank Sinatra. Kind of like that. So
no, I grew up with the Monkees. Come on.
You know what I mean, though. But no, I mean, they were young. These kids were young when that stuff hit.
Howie can name all the members of the Cowsills. Let's not get down that road.
Well, no, but
everyone in the chat, look up the Cowsills.
No. Oh my God. When they came on, I was embarrassed to be a human being. I was like, oh my God.
They're still, by the way, they played in New York the other night. They're still around.
They were the new Lawrence Welk to me, and I just was not having it. I was waiting for Bubbles to come up and everything. I was like, I'm not having the Cowsills. No freak away.
I got nothing on what you guys are talking about. I'm too young for that.
This is going to be my new thing. Talk about the 60s.
What I was getting at is Everybody, Wannabe, Bye. Those are throwback songs. Mm-hmm. As are songs like Usher's Yeah and Get Low, Lil Jon and the East Side Boys.
Oh my God. Or
DMX or Old Dirty Bastard or 50 Cent in the Club. That's all throwback. But I believe that Party in the USA and Uptown Funk and Pharrell's Happy. Those are all considered contemporary songs. Where
Even though there's some of them are now 15 years old.
Well, they're
Exactly.
considered bangers.
14 years old.
If you need to fill a dance floor.
Oh, Usher, yeah, is what, 2009, 2000?
No, that's like 2002, 2003.
No, that old?
Look it up, dude.
Damn. No.
Look it up. I'll wait.
Let's see.
Neil Young still didn't write Horse with No Name.
Jeopardy.
Oh, we were. What year did you say, Brian?
2003 ish. Was it 4?
Yeah, it was 4.
Okay.
Released in
Oh
04.
my God, Brian was way closer than you were.
Well, he was, and that and 50 cents will still not get him a cup of coffee. So he's got the timing. He's got the
Well,
timing.
he has expensive taste with Starbucks.
So 18 years, and yet I play that at probably 98% of my events.
Yeah.
And I have for the last 10 or 12 years, 15 years, every event.
So
50 Cent in the club had its moment and it went away the same way AC/DC Shook Me All Night Long and Journey. AC/DC never went away. Now it's gone. I haven't played it all year. Journey I've probably played a couple of times this year versus go back 3, 4, 5 years. It was every event. So it's interesting to me.
You're liable to see AC/DC come back now that it's in the Top Gun movie.
Yeah. No, Kate Bush has a number 3 hit in England right now
Oh, God.
with a song from 1985 because it's on the trailer for Stranger Things. Now,
It's in
I
the
don't watch
movie
that.
over and over and over and over again. That wasn't my jam the first time around, though. I thought it was like the worst use of a Fairlight CMI ever. I didn't like that song.
Well, and I think I told you guys this or not. I was in a meeting that Chris Cox was in, and someone running the whole Zoom thing said to him, "Hey, Chris, you doing a lot of remixes lately?" And he's like, "No."
Yeah, I was there at that.
Oh, you were there. And he goes,
Yeah.
"No, the record labels are putting all their money on TikTok.
on TikTok.
So instead of remixing a track for an artist, they're promoting the crap out of getting it into TikTok because they see the potential for a hit."
Yeah.
And by the way, the last 3 events I've done, I've been asked if I could stop at some point and play a 20-second clip of a girl saying, "Have you ever performed a rap?" And an English actor going, "I did once. My money don't jiggle, jiggle. It folds. Now I watch you wiggle, wiggle." And he does this little rap for like 20 seconds, and there's a TikTok dance to it. The wedding party did it Saturday night. The quinceañera did it Friday night. And last Sunday, the wedding party did it.
Now, did you only play the 30-second TikTok version or the whole song?
No, the only version is the 20-second TikTok version.
Oh.
From an interview. That's the weird part. It's an interview this guy gave, and the interviewee goes, "Have you ever done a rap?" And he goes, "I did in a movie."
Yeah, because I saw.
She goes, "Do you
that.
remember
I
the
didn't-
rap?"
I
And he
didn't know
goes,
if it was
"My
a
money
whole
don't
song.
jiggle, jiggle. It folds."
Yeah, I
You know,
saw it, but I didn't know if it was a whole song or not.
It's funny
That's the best part.
You mentioned that, and we're totally like squirreling this tonight, and which is fine. But speaking of Safe House, we did this thing for a while. I would go out and because I had a Laserdisc player, I would rent a Laserdisc, and they weren't copy protected, so you could dump them on a VHS. And I would make these, like I would take movie snippets that I liked
Mm-hmm.
and just collect them on VHS. And then what I would do at the club is I would play a set, and then out of nowhere I would just turn all the video screens on and play this movie clip. And then I would jump out of the clip and go on to something else. It's the thing I did.
That's creative.
And,
I like
yeah,
that.
I was doing stuff like from Cheech and Chong, next movie where he kills the roach and smokes it. I was doing stuff from Jim Carrey, The Mask. I was doing stuff from at the time it was Batman Forever had just come out. I remember making these comps every 6 months and just doing this once in a while. I was doing clips from Pulp Fiction and that kind of stuff.
Ooh. Oh,
So it was
that's
just like
cool.
you were AM of your day then.
so it's kind of what Jay's talking about. Like he just stops everything and he plays this 30-second clip and everybody just digs it.
Mm-hmm.
You get everybody's attention and then you jump into something else. That's a cool thing to do.
Yeah, it worked really well. And I was actually like, wow, okay, so the creative aspect of the DJs coming back more than I realized, because the level of compliments on, wow, I can't believe you did that, or I can't believe you played this and this.
Right.
And I wonder if TikTok and Instagram and DJs competing in that realm are getting down to our clients. So when they look at us, like I'll tell you right now, the wedding I did the other night, there's 3 songs the bride requested, and she asked on each song in the comment, can you remix this? Question mark. One was, we don't want Bruno, or we don't care about Bruno, the Encanto thing. The other one was Mariah
Don't
Carey.
talk about him or something.
We don't talk about Bruno. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one was All I Want for Christmas, because the bride's name is Mariah. So, and in her wedding party, I made the comment when they go something about Mariah. One of the girls said, Mariah. I go, you got to say it like ODB. And the groomsman laughed, and she goes, what's that mean? I go, ODB in fantasy. The way he goes, Mariah. And she goes, who's that? I go,
he's dead.
You don't know who that is? She goes, no. So I isolated it as a sample. And throughout the night, I would just hit the sample button, and you hear like, Mariah. Like, and I thought it was really funny. I got humor in it. But we've had this talk about, if the bride's name has a song, you have to play it. If you have a Valerie bride, you got to play Valerie.
Living in Milwaukee and being exposed to the Chicago house like we were, I mean, all of these guys like Bobby D and Jillian Jumpin' Perez, they would put out these Chicago DJs would put out these discs of their mixes, and they would have the guy doing the custom, drops of Bobby D, that guy.
You're in the mix.
Yeah, but it was cooler stuff than that. But they would put little.
That's the one I have.
They would put cool little clips, in the intros. Sometimes they would make this, like this build up to the first song, and I always thought that would be fun to do. I always was thinking about, if I was introducing myself, there's so many funny things that use the name Brian in movies and such. Like the one I'm thinking about is in The Breakfast Club. I don't know. Anthony Michael Hall says something, and Molly Ringwald's like, "That's not very funny, Brian." I mean, things like that. I want to just take those and collect them. Put them at the beginning of a mix?
Life of Brian from Monty Python. There you go.
Any of that stuff. Anytime so I'm always listening when there's a character named Brian and they say something funny. I just always thought it'd be cool to grab those things and use them as like an intro to something I'm doing.
Did you ever
drop them in there, here and there?
Did you ever see Brett Belcast's Second Nature or Rooney G do sets in the Pioneer booths when we had the DVD players? And they would
a long time ago.
They would take sections of movies and do exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Second Nature famously had a
he did crazy cool
where
stuff.
His was
it
was some woman in a movie going, oh, that's DJ. And then he had Tony Soprano in Melfi's office go, Second Nature.
Right.
And he put them together in such a way that it was like, that's DJ Second Nature. And I was like,
right.
And he goes, I go through and find clips, I burn them, and then I render them, and then I put them in the video. And they would do it at the beginning and the end of their videos, so you knew who the DJ was. And they used to I think it may have been Anchorman, where he's like, ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention? They would then bring in. Yeah.
I remember seeing that.
Yes. And that's exactly what they did, because it was new format with video. The upside was it was amazing to watch. The downside was NAMM was 4 days long, and they did 15-minute sets.
Yeah.
So Brett Rooney, and then start over again. So you memorize their sets.
Yeah.
That's how I figured out that T.I., what you know about that, was sampled from Jimi Hendrix, Hey Joe. Because I heard it, he used the instrumental, and I'm like, dun, 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 dun. I'm like, it sounds like Hey Joe. And when I looked it up in Wikipedia, they're like, sampling Hey Joe. And I'm like, oh my God, I was right.
You know what? Yeah. That's fun stuff that you can do. I think it's creative.
Do you think we should go back to doing? I don't want to derail, but
No.
Well-
You bring up an interesting point. I have one drop that mentions my company, and it was that, hey, we'll send you one free drop if you want to buy our package. And it's like, you're in the mix with DJ J Brannon. Like,
Well,
so here's the question. Do you think, as a wedding / mobile DJ, we should do what I think of as old school, which is have voice drops of our name throughout the night?
I think that if you're doing a wedding or they're asking for a 30-second TikTok thing like that, that's probably the wedding to do those occasionally when it feels right.
Right.
I think if
Maybe once or twice a night.
I think if we were to suggest that everybody does it, guys like Eric is going to do it between every song.
You're in the mix.
You're on the mix. It doesn't matter what kind of files we use.
We're not here at a bar. We're here at a hotel. This is a swanky joint.
No, anything you do, if you do it in moderation, we're good. If you overdo it, I think it's bad.
No, I wouldn't. I would disagree with that heavily. I think a lot of things, when done too much, are actually excellent. But that's a whole other show, a different topic altogether.
The other one I wanted to use was from The Matrix, Take the Red Pill and See How Far the Rabbit Hole Goes. And then they got the new Matrix with all of these other records.
What's your opening song? If you had to have an opening song before you start your set, what's your opening song?
Howie, what's your opening song?
Well, I was trying to say something 10 minutes ago, but
tough. You're
good. Time travel.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that. I was going to say this dropping of, movie track things and all this different stuff in the middle. Alan Parsons did that back in the 70s and 80s when he had Orson Welles on his one album.
Yep.
Talking over his music.
Yeah.
And it was freaking huge.
You're right.
Okay, so what's the question I'm supposed to answer?
No, I don't even know. Jay asked a question that was.
If you had a song to walk into, like fighters come into the ring in a song.
Oh God!
If
your theme song.
Yeah, you got to have a song in your head that you go, if I had to walk out to a song, what would it be?
If I had to walk out to a song, it would be. I'd have to look up a song that would have something to do with BDE.
BDE.
Yeah, look it up in the Urban Dictionary. Everybody.
Speaking of BDE,
then I would probably just do Lotto.
I would do
Lotto. What's her name? Because that's where BDE comes from. So I would just do her song.
I would do it's like WAP kind of thing.
I would play Hellion by Judas Priest. There, I said.
I would do Now You're a Man by DVDA from the movie Orgasmo.
Wow. I'm more shocked at how he's pulling the BDE card. And for you kids that don't know what that means.
He said at the top of the show, he's on something. He's tripping.
Yeah, apparently. And you know why? Because he has big D energy. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what BDE is big D energy.
Nice.
I never knew what that was until Lori explained it to me like 2 months ago.
All right. Well, thank you very much, John Holmes. I appreciate your thoughts on that.
No,
another reference you kids need to look up.
It has nothing to do with the energy. The energy.
Yes.
Robin in the comment section
like
says
if you walk into a room and people respect you.
And they do that because of that. It's not because you put your leg up on the wall and pissed. No, it's because BDE.
To do with that. And by the way, I got a new toilet today, so
excellent. There goes the Lowe's 5-gallon drum.
Well, Robin's going. All I do is win, so she's actually got a serious.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That was Robin. Yeah. That's what I introduced the bride and groom to the other night, and I was like, "Can we do All I Do Is Win?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, I don't know what it has to do with a wedding, but sure. Like it's a pump up song, and it.
Eric thinks I should come out to Carpenter's Top of the World. that would probably be good.
Oh, yeah.
Or how about was it Melanie Brand New Key?
I love that song. Every time you hear that though, I think of Boogie Nights.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
When Burt Reynolds beats the crap out of that guy and she's kicking him in the head with her skates. By the way, Brian's new song is going to come out to Mustang Sally. You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh,
You're
God,
welcome.
no, please.
Yeah.
Mustang Sally.
Please.
Yeah. There he goes. No, it's going to be, I'm going to make a real point at the end of this year to look, because Serato has play count now, and they've had it for a few years now, where you can actually set it, and it will tell you how many times you've played the songs in your library.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Virtual has it. Record Box, I believe, does have it. Tractor probably does have it, I know. I mean, I think all of them have it. It will be very interesting at the end of the year to look and go, wow, I played this X number of times and this X. And the question becomes, can you take the most played songs and put that together as a successful playlist for any event?
Probably.
Because you have proof.
Most. Well, it's funny you say that. I was DJing this event on his wedding on Saturday, and I did something at this event that I normally don't do. I went Mobile Beat Top 200.
I was just thinking about that too.
Because that's what they responded to.
Yep.
I mean, they wanted that.
It works.
Most events I do don't want that.
No.
This event, they were asking for Macarena. They were asking for YMCA and the Cha-Cha Slide and the electric
Pull it up.
slide and the Cupid Shuffle and the Wobble.
Yeah.
I couldn't get away from it. But they responded so well to it. Every time I tried to do something else, it was very lukewarm reception.
No, there's a reason those top 200s change every year. And I'll be honest, as much as I'm not a fan of it, if you genuinely sat down with the top 200 at most events, to me, it's sort of like bad blackjack. And what I mean by that is, you always split aces and eights.
Right.
You always hold on when the dealer's got a 3,
God,
you always
like
hold.
a country song. Stop it.
No. What I'm saying is that's sort of what the 200 is to me. There are other ways to play, and you can be more successful. But the reality is there are rules in blackjack, and those rules are tried and true. And the top 200 is genuinely tried and true. Like they will work somewhere, and they'll work a lot. It's just, will they work here?
I think where I take issue with it more than anything else is that's the only game you know.
Right. And
if
that's
you don't know how
everybody's playing. It's a McWedding.
Right. If that's the only game you know, but if you are aware of other ways to do this, but you can still do this other thing that everyone else does, fine.
Well, then what you've just tapped into is what I'm trying to do as a DJ, which is you only have 2 ways to do any event. You either follow the event or you lead the event. And if you follow it, you do the top 200 and you give them exactly what they want, the lowest common denominator, the absolutely tried and true proven tracks, or you lead the event and you get a little crafty, you get a little weird with the mixing, you do a little bit more stuff that's poignant, and you play off of it. You do a little wordplay without them realizing you're doing money to money, or you're doing party to party, or you're doing when Miley Cyrus says Britney's on the loan and you drop Oops, I Did It Again and the crowd erupts, there's a reason for that. But they also credit you with, oh, wait a second, we're now in the hands of the DJ. And this is something that you, Brian, have talked about for years. Play the bangers before the cake cutting so that when you get after the cake cutting, they look at the DJ and say, oh, I can't wait to see what he's going to do now.
They trust him right away.
I'm going to make your day. I'm going to make your day right now, Jay.
Go for it.
Because
I made a beer. What?
It's time. It's time to do the thing that you call me out on that I do. I've been doing every show for the last month. I'm going to make the reference.
Okay.
Oh, here it comes.
I'm going to make the Carlin reference.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
I thought you were going to do the other one, but go ahead.
Going to make
the Carlin reference coming. All
right.
Understood.
I've mentioned this in a show a week or so ago, but you weren't with us, so I'll mention it here.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going. What
you're talking about is exactly what Carlin was saying. His philosophy was, what I want to do is I want to find out where the line is with the audience.
Right.
Cross it, bring the audience with me and make them glad they came along.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the leader follow concept. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's
the greatness of it.
Damn.
But that's the difference of it too, because I want to be just like you, Howie, and everyone else that watches this show. On Monday morning, I want two people at a water cooler to say, hey, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, I went to a wedding. How was it? It was really good. What'd you do? Actually, I went to a wedding too. Actually, it was kind of crazy. Like, food was good. It was a beautiful sight. But later on, like, we're dancing. All of a sudden, I'm dancing to this and this and this and this. It's like, seriously? Like, I want that sense of, wow, that sounds better than the wedding I went to. And neither person is invested, but the guy that didn't get the better wedding feels bad. And not to ruin his day or experience, but you know what, guys and girls? I'm sorry. Whether you want to believe it or not, to some of us, this is a race, and it's life and death, and this is get to the top faster.
You're the competitive type.
Yes, I am, because I want them walking away. No, you should have a joint hanging out of your mouth. I swear. You're the mellow guy about it, and that's cool. I want every gig. I don't think I've ever told you guys this, and this will be a revolution.
Oh,
I firmly believe you're only as good as your last gig.
So
gotcha.
We did a show.
Gotcha.
And you weren't there.
We dedicated an entire show to that when you weren't here.
A whole show to that where we disputed that.
No, it's true. You're not as good as your last gig.
Nope.
You should be better. I should be better at Saturday's wedding this week than I was at Sunday's wedding last week. Honest to God, believe that.
But that doesn't
I should.
mean you're only as good as your last gig, though.
It does to me. Whatever you did last, if it went great, that's where you have to stay.
There are no absolutes.
No, Howie, but it's an aspirational point to stay at a certain level of quality and performance that you have to maintain. And therefore, you're only as good as your last gig. Meaning, if the last gig wasn't great, work harder. If the last gig was great, work even harder.
Do I have to make more Carlin references here?
Like you're going to anyway.
Because we did a whole show on this, and you weren't here, and you haven't seen it yet.
This would be about stuff versus.
It was posted last night, as a matter of fact.
Jay. It was.
I will watch it.
It was posted last night.
Where's this on Vimeo?
Yeah,
I gotta check that out.
On YouTube, on Disc Jockey News.
He's kidding.
The fumes from the bucket are still affecting Howie. Apparently, things don't mix well with the orange paint.
When they replaced the toilet, they didn't put a rag in the drain. So it's like I'm like, oh, okay.
The chemicals from the chemical toilet got to him.
Yeah.
It's the methane fumes. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't mix well with the orange or blue paint. Pick the store you shop at.
Oh my God.
No, I love what I love about this show is the same thing I love about my job. Every week there's something you pick up, there's something you learn, you Shazam a song, you see a video, you hear a story, you do something, and it gets incorporated. Because let's face it, the elephant in the room is, and I think I told you guys last night on Howie's show, I can't find the DJ's website, but he makes the comment, I'm 23 years old. All my DJs are young. When we get to your party, you're not going to have in quotations, that old guy, unquote, who doesn't know the music or doesn't know how to throw a good party. And I got so angry about that. And I'm like, who in the hell do you think you are?
Before you get too angry about it, you got to.
So you're only going to play Drake and Beyonce. Good for you, dude, because I'll tell you, I got 80,000 songs says I trump you.
Let's put it in perspective. I think some perspective here is important before we try to, because the young person who said this or the younger DJ who said this is generalizing, but so are we, because there are a lot of DJs out there who are stale as hell.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They've been doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the safe route.
They've done one wedding for 20 years, or they've done one wedding for 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is that out there.
Oh,
We
absolutely, there
can't
is.
deny it.
No.
The
But don't
the
make
DJ
it a generalization like age.
well, we do it all the time, but for the 24-year-old DJ's perspective, he's better than that, and he is. He absolutely is. But
Until they asked for that song from Ghost, until they asked for that song that Nat King. I don't know if I have that.
I'm just trying to understand.
You ever seen Doc Hollywood? I kind of feel like that sometimes in Doc Hollywood, where the old doctor wants, saltines and ginger ale.
I could get angry at this, or I could try to have empathy for this other DJ and try to understand why he's saying that. And I know exactly why he's saying that, because there's a lot of crap old
because he's an
DJs out
idiot
there who can't see past what they did in 1995. It happens.
Well, there is a a very well-known DJ. We all know who it is. It's got like, I don't know, 30 or 40,000 followers. And he said, I don't care about anything past, 1990.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what, really? Like, you're doing weddings. Like, what about the older audience? Like,
I'm knocking on the screen right now. To the DJ that doesn't care about anything pre 1990, just a quick reminder. The $30,000, $40,000, $100,000 weddings that you're DJing, at some point you may want to stop and realize that the 27-year-old groom probably isn't writing that check. But instead, maybe the 58-year-old dad is, or maybe the 68-year-old grandfather is, and they might be excited to hear George Shearing during dinner for a second, or they may enjoy some Miles Davis. You can wiki that one. And this might actually make their evening. And if you really want to go out on a limb like me, where you mix everything, try this. Nat King Cole and his daughter doing the unforgettable duet at the end.
The duet.
Mix in Etta James at last. You'll thank me.
Yeah. Now, that person wouldn't know what the hell you're talking about.
No. And that's too bad, because you know what? Every time I've ever played the old Thelonious Monk, the George Shearing, the Miles Davis stuff, dinner, cocktail, whenever, 100% I get somebody coming up to me. And that person is traditionally the owner of a business, a company, well off, older, and they're blown away when they go, oh my God, is this what you would call it? And I'm like, yeah, this is the what, it's this album and this.
Writing the check.
Never, never, ever look at your room as anything other than 8 to 80. And your role in this is to make an 8-year-old and an 80-year-old have fun. So don't ever discount music and say there's an expiration date, because there isn't. And I'll prove it. Go to any church in this world this coming weekend, and you'll hear classical music that's 5, 6, 7, 800 years old. And you're going to tell me you can't go past 1990?
And you don't have to even go to church. All you have to do is come here on Tuesday nights and hear Pastor Jay preach.
That's true.
I do what I can.
He is the pastor.
Next week, we're talking Beethoven.
Well, he is the pastor of the chill room. That's for sure. And we're grateful to have him. Lucky.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I didn't want to show this. You guys want to make me show this? I'm showing it. There it is.
There it is.
Who the hell is Frederick?
That's my legal name.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. That's who. That's when I sign the ordination. That's what I have to sign. City is my business license. Yeah, no, I'm down. No, I hate that people give up on the music. I hate that people make it like, nobody cares. Well, you know what? And I know how they get away with it, because when they meet with a client, they sell the client on their version of the event. They don't sell the client on the client's version. They come in the door with, oh man, I can't wait to get to your party. You know what's banging right now? These TikToks. Oh, they are? Oh my God, everyone loves them. 8 to 80, they love them. Oh, okay, you're the DJ. You must know what you're doing. And instead of finding out what the client's looking for, but understand you're still showing up to this event with the ability to change everything if you need to. Like when you get, how many of us have had this? Bride and groom, yeah, man, we're a really big partier. We're all very young. Can't wait for this. Like the whole crowd's young. We're all young. You get to the wedding, and the 75th wheelchair goes by on oxygen, and you look around you and you go, there's like 7 people under the age of 40 and the bride and groom. Yeah. Everyone else is like 70, 80, 100 years old. Where are the young people? So you have to figure out, how do you get them going? Oh, I know. Well, if I do this disco song that they remember, and then an 80s or a new song or a 90s, and then I do this and I do, that'll work. Like, this isn't we're not angry. Right. This isn't angry, pissed at young DJs. It's,
no,
guys, do a better job sometimes, and not just young, all DJs.
Right.
Remember that there's other music than 200 or before 1990 or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you represent all of us. And I hate when someone goes, oh, you're a DJ? Like that guy thing. And like I saw in the movie. No, that was a parody. What do? I'm a lawyer. Oh, you're scum-sucking fish.
Right.
No. Well, that's what I saw in the movie. Oh. Like, the perception isn't the reality. So be better. Make it better. Mm-hmm. Or start a Facebook page and try to get as much money from everyone in the business as you can, and then just call it a day. That's your other choice.
Hustle your peers.
Yeah. Take everything you can from your peers.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And promise them that
like that phrase.
You know what? I'm not going to do that, Howie. What I've done instead is I've started a church just for DJs. It's $1,000 a DJ. $1,000 a DJ. You come in, and I will tell you exactly what you're doing wrong and why you're not making money and why I'm making hundreds of millions of dollars. And it has nothing to do with $1,000 you're all giving me.
That seat's already taken. There's somebody that has books and DVDs doing that, and they'll look at your website and tell you what's wrong with it too.
You know, it's amazing to me how much, and I'm going to give Brian a big compliment on this. I look around me, and I see so many people that are willing to tell me what I need to do to be a better DJ, but I don't see anybody of any real stature or any real notoriety in that position, one. And two, there's always a dollar sign behind it. But yet I've seen Brian countless hours help people to be better at what they do for really no payback. And until probably 3 years ago, in his 14-year career on YouTube, he didn't even monetize his videos, for God's sakes.
Yeah, he's the OG.
But he gave away all the info and knowledge.
Oh, I think he helped. I'm an anarchist like that, you know.
But I don't think. But
the fun thing.
But it gets so frustrating because I have to deal with the guys on a different level because of my position, and I have to play like, oh, that's a great idea. No, it's not. You're ripping off DJs. That's not a great idea.
Well,
it's really not.
Telling them that. Be honest with them.
Well, I think I just was.
You were now, but yeah, they don't talk to me. By the way, they won't. They won't even speak to me. They won't make eye contact with me if they see me at a show. I know who they are, and I look at them and smile, and they look the other way because they don't know what to say.
And yet, anyone that hears this, if this gets out,
I was accosted in Vegas. And
yeah, I remember that.
You were mentioned.
Oh yeah,
by who?
You guys are ruining the business. You shouldn't be giving it away.
Who said that? Oh, you can't say names?
I won't say the name, but
everybody got a hustle. There's a guy that every time I go to the gas station, he asks me for $1. That's his hustle. Okay. But I know he's not really homeless.
He's a DJ, isn't he?
I know that he probably drives a nicer car than me. He probably lives in a nicer house than me.
Yeah.
He's just found that asking everyone for $1 nets him more money every day than going to a
regular job. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that because I was born at night, but not last night.
I just want us to all have a better perception.
some of these folks out. But whatever. I don't care what people do. Do you? I'm going to do me. You do you.
You do you, but I've always said this, and there's video of me 10, 12, 15 years ago saying this, so this isn't news. This isn't something new. You know what? If you're getting 3, 4, 5 grand a wedding, your goal ought to be to get me 3, 4, 5 grand a wedding, because then you can get 6, 7, 8 a wedding. And when I get 6, 7, 8 a wedding, you get 9, 10, 11 a wedding. So don't play this card of like, I've got a secret, but it's going to cost you.
Well, it's like I was talking about a couple of weeks
ago. You're not looking at the big picture. You're just taking money.
To bring this into something a little more digestible or relatable to anybody who happens to still be watching this, when I was talking about the car show that I got a good amount of money for compared to what car shows typically have to offer. We talked
out here, it's like $300.
Yeah, 300, 400, 450 tops, maybe.
Yeah.
I went in for significantly more, but when I went in for significantly more than that, I gave them a product they'd never seen before. I did something that was unique and better than anything they'd had before. And all of a sudden in their mind, they're thinking to themselves, oh,
next level.
That's why. However, if I would have gone in there and done the same thing that everyone else does at $300 to $450, the question would have been, well, why in the hell did we pay this guy significantly more than that when we could have gotten the same product for a lot less? So if you're going to go in and you're going to say that you are, you're valuable, you're worth more, you're going to charge it, you're going to go in and you're going to do it. If you want to have any staying power in this business, bring it. Bring it. I mean, good for you if you're making money, but you know what? If you're making money, I would highly advise that you bring it.
You're either a leader or a follower. If you're a follower, just do what you do, be happy with it, call it a day. But if you genuinely want to be a leader, figure out your value and your worth and deliver it.
I don't want to be a leader, but sometimes I'm the guy who's left to do it.
Yeah, but you have no choice, Brian. You have put yourself in that position.
I'm the reluctant leader. I don't want to lead.
You can be as like, you're the Joey Ramone of reluctant leaders and stuff. But let's face it, you put yourself there. We didn't put you there. You put yourself there.
That's not true.
You made the videos.
Yeah, but everyone was doing it at its time.
Well,
you got.
But they weren't doing it the way you were.
No, it was only you.
Oh, it was you and Elliskin.
Not.
Yes,
it was. We had an entire community. This was before Facebook, to my knowledge, and this is where everyone gathered. So you would leave a comment.
Oh, the old
time video
forums.
And then after a while, somebody would just, we would encourage people to make video responses because that was a thing back then.
Right.
So other people turned their cameras on. We had so many dudes. How do you think we met Abstract and Stilo and Jason Early and Simon and all those dudes? How do you think I met those guys? It was
that's
through
true.
their videos. So it was a community of content creators.
Is this on the pro DJ forums? Because I think that's where I first heard of you,
dude. This was YouTube.
No. The pro DJ forums was before YouTube.
The pro DJ forums were what social media is now.
No, but I think that's where your name came up, and it was something YouTube, and I'm like, what's YouTube?
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me check out this. We're talking 03, 04, 05. Right. When did YouTube start? 06?
I don't know.
05?
Account in
Well, that's how I found Brian.
YouTube started.
I was looking for a product, and the very first thing that came up was his demo of that particular product.
Well,
Did he have a cigarette hanging out of his mouth?
Yeah.
My point being was we were a collective, and I liked being part of a collective. We all had independent thoughts. We all thought different. We were sharing what we knew, and that was cool.
Right. By the way, Valentine's Day 2005. Valentine's Day 2005.
All right.
YouTube was started.
So this collective was happening, and it was cool, and it was like, people who kind of had empathy for what you were doing because they were doing the same thing, and it was around the world.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, within a year, they're all looking at me. Like, why are you looking at me?
Yeah.
Because you're the voice of a generation, Mr. Kerouac.
We're a band. This isn't like Phil Collins. This is Genesis. Like, no, you're Phil Collins.
No, you're Peter Gabriel.
Or whatever.
If I may interject here quickly, our resident linguist, Lori,
What did we say
and
wrong?
you guys both have this as well. And this is the clean version of BDE. The attractive aura exuded by a person who has understated but unshakable self-confidence. And I think that describes you guys perfectly.
That almost sounds like a narcissist.
Oh, see how he twists there? You're that kid in the alley with a leather jacket and a cigarette that doesn't want to live in a nice place. With like ripped
Cigarette.
Converse.
Speaking of
Seriously.
cigarette, it's in my contract.
Hey, Brian, I'm in a 10,000 square foot house. I got a single bedroom on the 3rd floor. I mean,
No,
don't
but
you want a bigger place? Why? You're you're like the minimalist. You know who you are? You're freaking Nietzsche. That's who you are. There, I said it.
And on that note,
And on that note, you're going to Tangiers to drink and hang with, like, you know, who was the author in Tangiers? Naked Lunch. William S. Burroughs.
okay.
Yeah, that's your audience. William S. Burroughs, you know, that crowd of artistes. Yeah, exactly. Just like a black turtleneck, pair of, you know, Wayfarers, maybe a beret.
I grow myself a Maynard beard.
I think you should, Gilligan. I think you should.
Very few people are going to get that reference.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bob Denver is in the room. Thank you.
All right, kids. This show went off the rails. We're probably not coming back next week, Chance.
No, I doubt it, because Brian's going to be hanging with Picasso's ghost in Tangiers.
Shut up, fool. We're done. See you next week. Bye.
Good night.